Hey, Mikey. Heading into this kind of dress rehearsal weekend for conference play, what do you hope? What were the few little things that you think needs to be tweaked, and that y'all hope you get out of the series leading into that Florida series?
Just keeping the momentum going. Got the bats going last night. Got definitely a lot of confidence going. So if we can just kind of keep that going throughout the weekend, and then hopefully have a good Friday night and carry that momentum to Saturday and Sunday, and then roll into Houston on Tuesday, and be going into a 11-game win streak running into Florida. So just kind of keeping the momentum and keeping the confidence up with the pitching staff and more with the hitters as well.
What does it mean for you to have Taylor Smith around it? I mean, this is kind of the first year that you've been here that you've had a really reliable backup guy that isn't somewhere else necessarily in the offense that can give you a night off here and there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And Taylor's a great guy, and he can absolutely pick it behind the plate, not actually swing it as well, too, as you saw last night with that bomb that he hit. But it's just really important to get him going, and definitely on my off days, getting him in the game. But also when I am catching, get his bat in the lineup, because that guy in the early spring was by far our best hitter. So getting him some confidence for him to be able to be useful during conference will be big for us. But it's definitely helpful. I'm glad he's with us.
I know it's a little different for you catching and having days off and stuff like that, but when you look at the batting lineup and the lineup in general, uh, is there any indication the coaches give y'all of necessarily how that forms day to day, or is it kind of just everyone shows up and sees your name and that's where you go? I mean, is it how you're hitting in the cage, how you're hitting in BP each week or each day leading up, or is there any indication?
I think it's just you kind of show up and you see that. I mean, throughout the spring and throughout the fall, you've seen that we've had a lot of hitters and a lot of guys that can step up and hit. And as you saw it last night, so it's kind of show up, season the lineup, and then execute. So it's been good to get everyone in the lineup and see everyone going, but it also takes some pressure off some guys that you don't have to have a great day. I mean, there's another guy who can do it for you, but I mean, it also kind of pushes you to be good day in and day out. So it's good, takes the pressures off. It's nice to know that we have a lot of guys in the lineup that can go in and produce, but also pushes other guys to be better. So
Appreciate it.
yep.
Mikey, do you like where this team is 15 games into this season?
I like us a whole lot better 15 games in than I did 6 games in. I'll tell you that. Feeling really good about the pitching staff right now, and feeling really good about how our bats are coming along. And I just feel like we've just matured these past couple of games, especially just starting to feel our flow and starting to feel our offense. So just really hope we can carry that through this weekend. I think this weekend is especially or really important to us.
Thanks, Mikey.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mikey, what about, I know the offense gets a lot of pub last night and before that putting up 7 runs and stuff, but what about your defense? Blum showed some nice glove the other night to keep the Islanders when they had the bases loaded from scoring, and Kalai made a nice diving catch too. Seems like the guys are really kind of settling in where coach is putting them.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like our defense isn't talked about enough. You really look back at this season, the short snapshot of the season, there hasn't been really any plays that have cost us big time. And there's been a couple of nicks here and there, but we've done a great job of just picking the baseball and giving our pitchers an opportunity to just keep the ball rolling. So it's been really good to have some guys like Blum making plays and Kalai soaking it up at short. But we played really good D so far, and I'm very excited that we have, because I think that might have been a little bit of a question mark going into the season, but we've answered every question so far.
And with the way your pitching staff is kind of coming along here, and I think it's maybe been that way since we've covered you guys the last three years or so. But when you know maybe your pitch staff's not going to give up maybe 1-2 runs, what's your mentality on offense? I mean, you're not going to go out and score 22 again, but what's your mentality when you know your pitching staff is going to limit these guys?
Just score, man. Any way possible, get somebody across the plate. I think it was the last interview I did. They were like, is there pressure when your pitcher's throwing a shutout? And you're kind of like, well, yeah. I mean, there's a little pressure because like you just want him to get the win. So just getting runs across, because we know we have a great staff. We know they can hold it for us. So just scoring early and scoring often, just getting runs across the plate.
Mikey, over the last 5 games, you guys haven't allowed more than 2 runs. So just could you just talk about the relationship you have with your pitching staff and how you guys have kind of meshed together over this stretch of this winning streak here?
Yeah, and I feel like it's been a lot of people being able to settle into their roles, and I feel like our pitching staff is extremely focused, but also very loose. I feel like they don't let the situation be bigger than themselves, and they just have great calm and great patience when they're on the mound. They know that maybe some calls may not go their way, but they don't let that affect the rest of their inning, the rest of their game. So just being very composed and very mature, that's what you get with an older pitching staff. So I've been very happy to see that, and guys are settling into their roles and really just maturity is what's been shown so far, and that's what it's taken us. I'm hoping it takes us throughout the remainder of the season.
Mikey, how much pride do you take in receiving back there? Talking with Rob Childress, he says 4 or 5 pitches, just the way you receive it and set up those pitches, that's huge each start, and blocking those balls behind the plate. How much pride do you take in that?
Man, I hang my hat on that. My dad has always pushed me, and I actually have an old friend, Mike Williams, who lives down the street from me. It's kind of a small story, but he would always get mad at me if a ball got by if I didn't go run back and get it, even if nobody's on. So I take a lot of pride in blocking balls, and receiving. I'll get angry at myself if I miss a pitch because I know that pitcher's working just as hard as I am. But just trying to do everything I can to make sure the guys throwing me balls is successful. I take a lot of pride in that. I hang my hat on that especially when the bat's not going good, that I'm able to do everything I can to help us win behind the plate.
Mikey, does that allow your pitcher to trust back there and throw that pitch because he knows you're going to be back there to block it?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that definitely gives them some confidence to know if they can bury one in the dirt that we're going to get the out because of it. And I try to give them as much confidence as they need that wherever they throw it, it's no problem. But yeah, I just try to be good for them because they've been awfully good to me these past couple starts as well.
How much do you feel the same when Dustin doesn't get a pitch and he hops a couple of times on the mound?
I'm either talking to the umpire, asking where he was, asking if he missed it, or I'm mad at myself. But usually it's a discussion with the umpire talking about the pitch. But yeah, when he's hopping, I'm right there with him trying to figure out how that ball misses the plate there.
Mikey, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anything else for Mikey?
Ready to have Childress back in your ear at Florida cracking jokes?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know how eager I am for that. I've kept it pretty tame so far. I was able to chirp him a little bit last night just from the dugout standpoint, but it's no fun when he can talk some mess to you and I can't talk any mess back to him.
Awesome. Thanks.
Appreciate you guys.
All righty. Thanks and get 'em.